Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Friendly Creator. We are back with another quickie review. That is right. We are back on the quickie. And we are now going into the internet love quest. But before we do, let's take a look at Chris's Hook Cafe profile page where he looks slightly more adult than usual. I'll give him props for that. Oh, look at this. Apparently, one of the side effects of Chris's rapidly thinning hair is an increased space for his acne to pop up. Oh, that's so mean, but whatever. The internet love quest. After becoming an infamous low cow, I have no idea what that means. Thanks to his edit war with ED, Chris began to receive unexpected attention from attractive single women who loved his comics and totally weren't just looking to troll him. Since then, Chris has taken his love quest onto the internet, proclaiming that his true and honest sweetheart is whichever girl he managed to pin down. Oh, that's so wrong. Chris, or somebody impersonating Chris, has at one point attempted appearing to Yahoo Answers on how somehow appealing to Yahoo Answers, my bad, on how a lonesome fella can attract a boyfriend-free girl, going as far as mentioning his previous tactics and even asking his answerer to be his sweetheart. I wouldn't put it past him. With each sweetheart he meets online, Chris follows a predictable pattern demonstrating how he has always intended to do, what he had always intended to do with any woman he met in real life. He begins with a series of proclamations of his true and honest love, and then begins planning on how the woman will travel to his home. But he will never travel there because actually a couple of these troll women actually did ask him why you don't just come with meet us in person, but he says like his parents will get mad at him or some shit. It's mostly his parents will get mad at him. Chris professes to believe in the rule that sex is out of the question until the third date, but since he expects a romantic encounter to end until success, he makes it clear in as gentlemanly a fashion as he can manage, which is not gentlemanly at all, that he expects sex at the woman's earliest convenience. Okay. Amazingly, as each successive internet gal pal proves to be a troll, Chris becomes more devoted to the next one, to the point that within a month of meeting Ivy online, he began planning his marriage to a woman he had never even seen face to face. When addressing the question of why Chris is readily taking each new troll at face value, his own mindset must be taken into consideration. Chris's prospects of finding a girl locally are virtually zero. He knows this, although he thinks it's because they all already have boyfriends, which is probably what they tell him just to get him the fuck away from them. At the same time, the internet seems, from his point of view, to be an endless cavalcade of single, attractive women who are fascinated with him, making an irresistible source of his love quest. By now, Chris is fully aware that each woman he meets online could be a troll, but each time he'd readily accept evidence that she is not and dismisses out of hand any suggestion that she is. He did this a lot when like people kept telling him that Blue Spike was a troll, which he ended up being. And I do want to talk about Blue Spike because his thing with Chris, it was sick, but it was also kind of funny at the same time. By now, oh yeah, I reread that. He does this because he wants to believe she's real. The alternative is to surrender to despair, which he's done multiple times. So I don't know why that's a problem all of a sudden. Chris doing it oh so wrong. And look at his sports broad says, "Want woman," because that's how that works, Chris. That's totally how that works. And there was a caption there. The internet is so yesterday. Love Quest is always in. In Chris's final chat with Sarah May from early March 2009, he claimed that he planned to give up looking for a sweetheart online and return to searching for a girl in local Charlottesville. Trolls everywhere rejoiced, for this could only mean one thing: a return to the fabled attraction sign and the days of his exploits against the jerk ops and his other in real life adventures. The effort only lasted so long, however. Chris's first attempt at a real life date with Emily ended in tragedy for him. Oh my god, I want to talk about that so much because it's so fucked up and funny. Not as much as the Blue Spike shit, but well, not as fucked up as the Blue Spike shit, but still funny as fuck. During the brief rolling and trolling era, in early in the summer of 2009, Chris was allegedly spotted prowling Charlottesville Fashion Square in its Guitar Hero Metallica tattoo sleeves, but it wasn't long before he gave up or was simply banned by the CFS and retreated back to the internet. In late October 2009, after a long hiatus, the sweetheart cycle began again with the advent of the incredibly disturbing "I Love You, Casey." The Casey shit. Oh, that was great. Chris initially found success in his campaign to pry Casey away from her boyfriend, Liquid Chris, even managing to meet her in person on multiple occasions. Later, though, the relationship collapsed under the weight of Chris's bizarre and disturbing behavior. The opening months of 2010 saw Chris land himself in romantic misadventures both in reality and online. He managed to pry himself out of his room for a while and in the process meet a real person, the Wallflower. Like Megan, however, she rebuffed all his attempts at a more than friendly relationship and eventually cut all contact with him because he's a fucking weirdo. Meanwhile, one of his personal online ads led to an extended conversation with another potential sweetheart, but Chris tripped over his duck uh, long before he ever got the chance to meet Jackie in real life. Despite this, Chris believed he found another way to attract females. The time via the Flipnote Hatina, which I had never even heard of until I watched a video about his fucking life, and I honestly have never played a Nintendo DS, so that's why I don't know about this shit. Which is, despite being accused of access on a DSi, still on the internet. Between the 17th of June and the 2nd of July, Chris ignored Flipnote Hatina's family-friendly policies and attempted to use it like a dating site. A lot of Chris's tags towards female members were flirtatious to a point, and he even made a footnote calling out every woman he had tagged or tagged him. However, despite the trolls swarming in to attack, non-troll responses were made by girls he tagged, most of whom were in their tweens or early teens. Oh boy. 2014 and 2017, Chris made numerous OkCupid profiles and had successfully attracted a sweetheart through it, Catherine. Once her gig was up, Chris began to plumb the depths of derangement with videos advertising himself to women of any orientation since, as a tranny, Chris believed he now physically appeals to straight, bisexual, and lesbian women all at once, which may have been why he became one in the first place. I would put it past him. Honestly, I wouldn't. In Sonichu issue 10, Chris revealed images of his imaginary future wife, Lovely Weather. In September 2017, he remarked he had fulfilled his comics prediction following his entering into a relationship with his newest sweetheart, Jessica Quinn. However, this was not meant to be, as she broke up with him in early 2017. He posted on Facebook a few weeks later saying that he did not need a significant other to define himself, hinting that he may have given up on his love quest once and for all, but only time will tell. In January of 2018, prompted by the quick Sonichu prequel fan comic, Chris gave his thoughts on the love quest. I worked really hard on something I should not have been pushed too much on, the love quest. I really should have focused more on Sonichu, his life, and all that. Instead, I did too much with myself. I was more selfish back then. I really regret that I was. It has done a lot of damage to everyone around me. Idea Guy influences. During the Idea Guy saga, Chris's belief in multiple dimensions was exploited and his sense of reality hijacked to make changes to many of Chris's characters, concepts, and perspectives of the real world. With him considering them to be valid, ideas involving the love quest include Chris being brainwashed into thinking of himself as bisexual, Chris believing he's in a polyamorous marriage with his imaginary friends. At the beginning of March 2018, Chris's already very weak grasp on reality having been eroded further under the Idea Guy's influence, he believed himself to be in a polyamorous marriage with Mewtwo and 3 of his own fictional characters. By April 2018, the Idea Guys had manipulated Chris into believing that he was bisexual. In April, Chris recorded Dick Licker, That Is I, a video of him giving his imaginary husband, Magi-chan Sonichu, a blowjob. 2 weeks later, Chris flirted with Brian Frogboy over the internet. He also began to kiss men in the cheek in public, banned Coppets in May, and several attendees at the Too Many Games convention in June, leading him to be kicked out. Figures. Chris's belief in the polyamorous marriage was so strong that he told Whiskers, a female fan cosplaying as him, that he wasn't interested in dating her. Wow. In July 2018, he also rebuffed a professed potential sweetheart, Miss Cherry, or Mrs. Cherry, sorry, showing no further interest in finding real world China for himself. I will never get tired of that. The love quest has come, if not to an underwhelming yet bizarre conclusion, at least to a long interlude not quite like anything before it in history. Throughout the love quest, Chris has produced some sexy pictures to attract the ladies. Any success that they may have had is not evident. Yeah, I figured. Let's see. You'll never guess what I swallowed. Notice what's in the lower left corner. Oh my God, there's like fucking swamp lotion. Oh Jesus. Oh dear. And there's like a little napkin there. I think we actually don't have this image on here, though it's available somewhere. Might as well use the one from the slideshow. Way past cool. Shredding some hot licks on my guitar. Oh yeah, because he actually doesn't know how to play a real guitar. He uses his Guitar Hero guitars. That's just 10 out of 10 would bang. Look into those eyes and you know the true and honest meaning of horror. God, that is a fucking creepy ass stare. It's like he's staring right into your soul, trying to gauge whether you'd be good material or not. Fuck. Staring at the Sailor Moon poster while tanning. The only way this could be the only way this could be so much better and more special is if I had, like one of them sex dolls they sell on the internet. Baby got back. Oh, you watched it. You can't unwatch it. Oh, thanks, site. I didn't need to see that, but I do. Are you craving my delicious inner thighs? Yeah, I'm actually not surprised if he would actually say that to a woman in public. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. This one particularly creeps me out. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. This looks like the scene in one of those horror hentais, the one where it's like the ugly guy who is so much fucking uglier compared to all the normal people is gonna like rape the chick. And it's like, this is just what it reminds me of. Like, you can't tell me it doesn't. I've been waiting for you. Jesus. Oh, and one more thing. Whiskers. I don't know her fucking name and I don't care. Whiskers. LMAO. I made it forever ago. I was making a medallion for a costume party and wanted him to match. I have a pic of me in the full getup, quick classic shirt included, but it's old and embarrassing as hell. LMAO. It's spelled liquid Christine. I don't know how he actually has legit fans. Like, I know there are people who be fans of anything, but it still boggles my mind how he has legit fans of fucking Sonichu. I want to make it clear that I was not trying to finesse my way into being quick sweetheart or hard sweet. I fucking hate that. Sounds so weird. I wouldn't mess with him like that, and he turned me down right away. LMAO. LMAO, he turned you down? Please elaborate. Okay. Yeah, I started talking to him when he first started with his Crizzle Magic Chance shit, so he told me right off the bat that he wasn't interested in trying to date me. I'm actually surprised that he's being faithful in this fucking stupid marriage that he thinks is real. Like, I wouldn't put it past him to like cheat on his partners, but maybe I'm just not reading something where he does, because I can't believe that he's actually being faithful to this whole thing. And with that, the love quest is over. So next time I want to talk about Megan Schroder. Like, I did dedicate an entire video to Megan Schroder because that is like, I feel bad for her because I think she actually tried to be friends with him, used him a bit to buy some stuff, but maybe she did want to be his friend and he fucking ruined it because he wanted to be a creep. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you when I record the Megan Schroder episode, which should be fun. Until then, I'll see you guys later.